Hello, everybody. Intuitive Tuesday. It is fall here in the hemisphere of United States. And what we're having right now is sort of this energetic fall and sweeping. And we're getting a lot of stuff coming up to be released. It's bubbling up. It needs to be swept away, but it needs to be swept away by acknowledging the fact that it's coming up to be released. So if you're having bizarre dreams, if you're having day thoughts, if you're having responses and reactions to things that are a little bit different or out of character, that includes emotions, that includes unexplained ease within a situation or unexplained dis-ease within a situation, invoking responses, invoking reactions, and that can also include being completely silent or erupting. And many of us are getting fed up with those we have followed. It's like all of a sudden, there's something about something that just isn't resonating anymore. And acknowledging that and taking action with that by maybe pausing it, putting it off to the wayside, or that just isn't a person I'm going to follow anymore. I don't know exactly why, or perhaps maybe you do. But don't get caught up in all that. Sorry, I'm dropping stuff all over the place. Don't get caught up in the whys. Get caught up in the wisdom of knowing that you're acknowledging some vibrational thread is no longer allowing someone that you're following to resonate well here. So it's called, you're discerning like, I don't know what it is. So for right now, what I'm going to do is just put it over here. And I'm not going to follow them for a little bit and just see what comes up. Maybe bring them back in a little later and go, oh yeah, that is so not resonating with me at where I am. That's called evolving, growing. We no longer do a lot of things maybe we did last year or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Thank God, because we have free will to change. But all of it requires action. So if you're having like super bizarre dreams that you're in, don't get caught up in the meanings of all of them. Just go, okay, whatever that was. If the guides want me to know more, they'll bring it back to me and help me understand it. In the meantime, that was a very weird dream video I was just in. You could be working it out emotionally. You could be working it out on a physical level. You could be working it out on a mental level. You could be working out on a spiritual, etherical level. It doesn't have to have a specific order for the reasons of why it's come up. I came across a post from someone I like, and it was about, let's see if I want to say this name, Good. And it was a statement about, Good had to say something under oath that said everything he's done in his travels and the beings were all in his imagination. And a lot of these responses were, I went to one of his workshops and I met him and his partner, and well, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want their money back. So I immediately got the message of, hey, he's in a court of law, which is built on dark agenda. If you're looking for any kind of compensation, it's got to be tangible evidence. And do you not think he was instructed by his own legal team on how to win something? So let's not just take somebody immediately from something we heard that somebody else said that was being said and just jump on it and throw them down the river. Not saying that this person is right or wrong. It just happened to be the most recent thing that was invoking a lot of hostility, even towards the person that posted it. And they didn't even have an opinion on it. They were just reposting a post. So maybe think before we repost a post. Will this have a positive, or will this take people into gray, dark, negative areas that will not serve them? In other words, will it put more mix in the soup? Will it stir people's soup so that more people are on heightened sensitivity and are reactive and overreactive and hypersensitive, creating havoc out there? It's like someone's leaving in the car and they're going to have precious cargo in the car. You don't pick a knockdown, drag out argument while they're in control of the vehicle, while they're carrying precious cargo. That's unnecessary. You can wait, think about what it is that you want to express, and express it when other dominoes will not fall or be harmed. Innocents be harmed because you stirred the soup, you stirred the pot. So, it's coming back to opinions are like a-holes, right? Everyone's got one, but my philosophy on that is every one a-hole spews a billion opinions and judgments based on their perceptions. The whole key is, can you reel it in, see the perspective from your point of view, and be okay with not sharing that? Can you stop, drop, sit, sense, feel without all of the catcalls? One of the issues I've been having recently is people are not listening to what it is that I have to say or what I've asked. I get a long drawn out this or blank stares. And I'll give you an example. Whole Foods this morning. Decided to get bulk nuts. There's no pen to write the 2 nut bags I got. Went to self-checkout. Checked everything out. Said to the lady, hey, how can I pull up bulk nuts? She stares at me, wearing a... I said, can you show me how to find it? Do you have a camera? I'm sorry, what? Do you have a camera? Phone? An iPhone? Yes. Will you take a picture like this? And then you ring it here. Okay, I can do that next time, but I'm fully checked out and I just have these 2 small bags of nuts. Can I look it up? And she starts to pace. And I finally looked at her, I said, can you help me or not? Well, I can't leave here. Okay, I won't get these. So I finished ringing everything up and I was going to leave with my bag. But I kind of wanted the nuts for my mix because of a couple of reasons. I am nuts and I need more nuts. Kidding. I grabbed the 2 bags took my grocery bag and headed with my cart back down the nut aisle so that I could take a picture of the two different nuts. And then instead of going back into self-checkout, because I decided not to, there was a register open and I just zoomed into it. And the lady goes to look it up and I said, well, actually, I've taken a picture and this is code number blah and this is code number blah. And it was out there in 2 seconds. All this lady had to say was, I'm not sure how to look it up here in self-checkout. I'm sorry. But instead there was, do you have an iPhone? Do you have a camera? You should do this. You should do that. Anyway, that's one of a million things of people just not listening. Now, another thing that's coming up is people are wanting to set their boundaries and they want their voices to be heard. And so what's happening with that is you feel like you got to pull out the sword. I'm going to cut my boundary levels. You're going to see them. And this is how it's going to be. And see, now that's coming from a place of fear and resistance. Because there's so many of these things that we can do internally by stepping back, becoming aware of our surroundings, tapping into the body, connecting with that breath, reminding ourselves of where our alignment is, and being able to adapt and bob and sway and still have self-care. Super important. So many of you who are working with the ease part of it, there's a grounding that's occurring right now. So a lot of things are just more like kerplunk. Very obvious. Like, how come you didn't hear it so clearly before? And that's an energetic resonance of newer energies. So we're coming into a lot of new energy right now that many don't have the tools. And so stepping back, connecting with the breath, become more of the observer, looking to see how the maze is being created and how you can maneuver through this maze through experiencing the observership and the awareness of your sensories, and still be okay with seeing the beyonds of nothingness. So we can express ourselves without having to fight for our turf. We can connect with our breath and find our alignment like that. We can accept the fact that, this person's just not resonating with me. Or, oh my gosh, now I can see some of the things that others have said, and Sandra's saying that there was going to come a time when no one was going to know what was right, what was wrong, what was wrong, what was right, right, wrong, right, wrong. And you're going to be forced to disconnect and tap into thisness. Because thisness is it. It's the isness of the thisness. And that is going to have to be your barometer through a lot of these energies right now. Letting go of what doesn't serve, being okay, being fully present, and slowly making your way in and allowing things to come to you, slowly getting into it. And I said to someone the other day, one of the things that I'm learning throughout all of this, because it's not so easy, is patience. and that I'm literally a patient of the divine. And I have to trust, but also make deliberate, intentional steps towards what thisness of the isness is sharing with me, so I don't wind up in the mental ward. Because there are times with this energy that cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is a happening. And I have to whoop, and silence, and silence, and silence. Breathe and be. Be okay in the nothingness, in this whole quantum dimensional fields that many of us are experiencing. And being okay with vision changes and hearing changes, being okay with the bizarre dreams coming up, and trusting that things are coming up to be sent with love back to the light. It's just information, and some information just doesn't need a lot of attention. And if you set your intentions to be in the moment, that's where your attention will be. And all these other things do not need to be recalled, and nor do you need to know where you are in front of that attention, because you're going to learn to trust the isness of the thisness with your alignment. All right? You're walking, living, loving light. Connect with that breath. Connect with that breath. And if I can be of any service, let me know. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And I'll see you on the next one.